Okay, the race is still going. Looks like he's won. Oh, or this one. I think that one won. That one's still popping. That one's almost done. He's losing. That's either number 1 or number 6. Okay, I went and found a cable. This cable's a little bit longer. You can see the difference in cable size between an 8 and a 4, quite a bit. You get a lot more power. You get a difference in these cables here. See how small they are. So if the owner wants to upgrade this cable, he can let me know if he wants to or not. That'll give you more power to your starter motor, make the start easier. We'll let him decide that. So don't be surprised if we redo it. So this has 1/4 inch on both sides, which is what we need because these are small bolts. So I got a lock washer here. I went ahead and found a little star washer to put here. It's a large one because the hole is counterbored out a little bit. So use that on that. We'll stick that on here. So I'm going to put that on there, wrap it around. Meantime, we're letting the battery do its thing over there. Of course, the tools are on the other side again. What a shocker. Never where you want them. Wrong size, too. Okay. Oh yeah, plenty of length. Need to twist the cable a little bit though and make it fit. Get a quick bubbling finally over there. Okay, so this one here comes around here, sits this way. I had to get a couple good twists to make it sit here where I want it to, because you want this side to be flat against the battery. So that can come over here. I got enough room over here I can jiggle around, pull on it. Whatever it takes to make it fit. The positive one's laying right over here. We'll do the same thing with it. These are copper coated because they're different brand cables. Okay, looks like this is done. Gurgling in there. Make sure it's all in there. Appears to be. Okay, so let's pull it up. Looks like the only mess I made was right there. Gurgle, gurgle. So we need something to soak that up with besides my fingers. Paper works really good for doing that. Another one right there. Close enough. Don't put that on your bike now. Alright, so now you take your strip here. Do not open. Hell, should I close it? Close it all the way down like that. See, that's my sore thumb. And not sore no more. A little bit of acid on there. Okay, there you go. See, my stomach's healing up already. It quit gushing. And it's not hurting as much. Of course, now we need to get some water on here. That's how you get the acid off the fingers. Use a clean towel. Cleaner towel. Yeah, clean enough. Don't get too clean around here. Okay, so now the battery is ready to go on the bike. Now what needs to be done here is you need to put a piece of thin material down here. Some 3/16 hardboard works really good. Then you stick a little bit of foam material if you want. This is foam material. That goes in there like that. That cushions your battery. Then you put the whole battery in there, which is like this. These things are heavy too. Okay, then what I do is I make a piece of wood, goes down in there, and it takes up the space between the new battery and what the old battery is. Now you want over here because this is where the strap goes across to hold this covers on. So I like having it nearby where you can get to it. You know, if you want to make a double piece of wood, you can put this right in the middle, like that. But then you got to get something here that'll keep it from this piece here, wood from falling out of here. But you could put a piece of 1/2 inch or something here. And this battery is hot, hot, hot. Oh, that thing is really making some heat. Almost burning my fingers, it's so hot. Jeez. It's activated. There might be some chemical reactions going on in there. Oh, that thing is hot. Alright, so now the cables, I'm going to have to come across here. So you can see how they're going to sit out. We're going to have to put a post on this, on that one, and that means we have to do it on the other side here. Now I don't want to hook the battery up right now because I don't want to juice it up here. Now we're going to have a cable that goes from here down to this terminal over here. Something's going to have to energize this bike. So there's no battery cable. So we got 3 wires going here right now. There'll be 3 wires going to that post when we're done, looks like. Alright, so this here, I need to figure out how I'm going to make this work. Alright. Okay, it looks like we're going to have a triple post. Okay, this has got acid, so you be careful with it. So I got some bolts here. These are longer post bolts right there, and this is the spacers that you use. So you have to switch over to this style of arrangement here instead of what was in there. So it looks like they're using a solid block, which we will be using that part. Miscellaneous battery bolt kits that I've had over the years. Okay, another long bolt. There's another one right there. So there's a new set of bolts, a new set of spacers. We'll steal the blocks out of there. Everything should be able to hook it up with no problem. Okay, here we go. Lost the light again. Light's back. Okay, what I do with these after I'm done with them, I stick them back in a plastic bag so you don't get acid all over the place. Especially with me. Looks like it's not going to be easy. Why would it be easy? I want to get acid all over me, that's why. Okay, after you're done with that, then I put it back in the box. Like that. And there we go. Hazmat's ready to go. Looks like it went the wrong direction, doesn't fit this way. Yeah, it fits that way. There we go. Much better. Back in the big box. There you go. Good for the trash can. And this here I'm going to keep. We need these posts out of here. The bolts we don't care about, so we throw them back in the junk box. We do need these, and we do need these. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and hook these up over here. Pretty warm. go sideways because we want the bolt from the sideways. There goes my spacer. There's my bolt. Where the spacer went to. Okay, went on the floor with a bolt. Okay, so this is our ground. So it goes like that. If you want to put a little star washer under here or a lock washer, you can do what you want. Now the bolt doesn't want to go in here, so is this thread different? Yeah, this one's good. So my guess is I used the wrong bolt. Oh yeah, I grabbed a 1/4-inch bolt. That is a 1/4-inch course. That's a metric bolt. Use the correct hardware. Batteries are metric, get over it. Just like spark plugs. Takes a 10mm wrench too, which I don't have. If you set your wrench, it works easier. Okay, that's tight now. So you can see how that gives you a nice unbent post. Now it goes all the way across. The trick is you gotta make sure this is all good and tight so you get maximum power transfer. Okay, this is our ground wire because it circles around over through here and comes up over here. So now the positive terminal's over here. Now, it should not be touching anything right now. Yep, see it's not connected. See, no sparky. So it doesn't do anything if you bump into it. But if you do punch it to this, it will go to ground. So we have to disconnect our ground cable here to make sure the positive will fit. Because you don't want to have a arcing condition going on right now. That could be a bad thing. So that's got to make sure that's not touching anything important. Okay, where's our cable at? Okay. Our post has disappeared on us. Yeah, my spacer disappeared. Find another one. So we got more than one. Okay, so positive one. Positive cable. Hard to reach in here and get to this thing. The cable's fighting me a little bit. The cable wants to be like this, so yeah, bend it over a little bit. Yeah, it's not fighting me now. Things go a lot easier. Don't be touching over there. There's the battery, looks like all installed there. So this cable's nice and clean that way. This cable here is going straight down because we got a lot of room down here because our long cable. It goes in behind the oil tank over here. Of course, it's not rubbing on anything, it's going to cut onto it. It's underneath all the stuff that's sharp, so there's nothing there to bind on. We will have to put a block down there and lift the cable up a little bit for that, but it shouldn't be any major issue. So there you go. The battery's still pretty hot down here. Yep, still warm. Alright, so that's what that's all going to look like. So it looks like I'm going to have to hook up some kind of a hot wire. I'll have to go look in the comic book, that'd be the factory service book, to see how they did it. But obviously we need to make it where there's power to this thing. I'm not hooking up the ground wire right now because the battery's hooked up right now. As long as that's not touching anything, you're cold. Alright, so you're going to have to run something between here and that lower one down there. Some kind of a cable. Or we're going to have to power it off of this somehow over here, which we're not going to have anything laying here. There's nothing over here to go to, so just trying to think of what they would do. Now we had power. Trying to think where I did this. Yeah, I don't know where those wires come from right now. Late in the day, it's almost midnight. Trying to remember. This wire, oh, this wire comes from the ignition switch. Okay, I'm trying to figure where all this stuff came from, I forgot. Okay, so this new red wire here goes up to the switch up here, I think. One of them goes up to that. It'd be my guess. And the old nasty one underneath it is the one that comes from the regulator, I mean from the generator over there. Or is it? No, that wouldn't be from over there. No, this one's the one that goes down to power this. Okay. So what we need now is one from here to our battery terminal over here. That should give us all the power we need to make this bike run or burn out. But we need to work up here some more. So this is still a little bit loose up here. We have all these wires we got to hook up. So we have to look in the service book where all these things go to. Figure where all this wiring goes. Once this is all hooked up, then we hook up the battery and see if everything goes zap and burns and melts to the ground. You never know. That might happen. It shouldn't, but who knows. So anyway, we're going to see what's going to happen here. I don't know. Next weekend we'll work on some more, I guess. But I got 90% of the wiring done, pretty much all the hard stuff. Hooking up this stuff here is not that hard because it's all self-contained right here where the headlight area is. The only other wire we got, like I said, is that positive one off the battery. We'll got to figure out what we're going to do on that. And then we should be able to start this thing up. Still got to pour the oil in it. That's right there. I'll probably pour that in here before I leave tonight. Let the oil tank get all situated. Alright, well that's pretty much it for tonight. That's about all we're going to do here. Unless I want to work all night. Not particularly on this project. So we didn't get a chance to work on my bike, but oh well. The more customer stuff we get done, the less I got to do. Alright, that's it for tonight.